All right, everyone, we are here with two very special guests. We are joined by Kaylor and Liv from Love Island, USA. We are super, super excited to be talking with you girls. We saw you guys last night. Now we're here together today. I feel like it was good. We got a little bonding time in before we sit you down for the,
Yeah, I did a little spiel to you guys.
Yes.
That was so good, though.
Over like 5 dirty martinis.
Yeah,
well,
you know what?
Extra dirty.
Yeah, extra dirty. Those things were green.
Filthy.
Yeah,
I said filthy. Loaded with olive juice.
Yep.
They were green. They were
green. I was like, that drink is green.
There becomes a point with dirty martinis, though. Like, I love an extra dirty martini, but if it's too green, I'm like, this is making me sick.
I could just drink olive juice. Or
I
love pickles, too.
Yeah.
I could do like a dirty martini, but with pickle juice.
Have you ever had a pickle martini? Delicious.
No.
Yeah, you gotta get
I don't think we have them. We have picklebacks in PA, but not pickle martinis.
They do make pickle martinis.
I think if you just ask for it, they'll give it to you.
Yeah. Do they make any martini, like fairy floss martini?
Oh, yeah.
And,
fairy floss?
What?
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
Yeah, you can. I mean, they probably won't. You might have to be more descriptive.
Yeah.
Do you like cotton candy martinis or fairy floss? Wait, do you guys call it fairy floss?
Yeah, fairy floss.
Okay.
I love fairy floss.
That's such a fun name for cotton candy. Why do we just call?
I know.
Why do we call it cotton candy?
Isn't that so cute?
Fairy floss is adorable.
They call Crossroads zebra crossings.
Zebra crossing.
Zebra.
Zebra crossing, because it looks like a zebra. Australia's not real, I swear.
Yeah.
Zebra crossing, fairy floss,
right. And for a second, I was like, "What are you even saying?" And then realized you mean zebra.
Yeah. And you also say H instead of H.
Oh yeah, the letter H.
Oh hey, wait. H.
Wait, you said H.
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 It's H. Can you say it?
H.
Yeah.
That's like ACHE.
That was great.
H. Aluminium. We could go on for days.
Yeah. The aluminium always gets some aluminum. Yeah.
Or Adidas. You kept saying that.
Or what do you say that?
It's my new Adidas.
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 Oh, and then you
that's
say
very.
Say nuh-uh. She thinks so.
She just goes nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
You guys have a very like Paris and Nicole vibe, and I don't know if you
stop. That's like the biggest compliment.
You get that reference.
Wow.
We should go to like the drive-thru and start.
You really do.
Like a simple life, like more chaotic.
Like we're like a cig in the mouth.
Yeah, look, when they were on TV I think they were also.
Yeah, I don't think they were shying away from cigarettes.
No, for sure. But they're gonna get. They have a new show. They're doing their show again.
They're doing a spin-off.
So. I mean,
I'm like, hey
guys, let us join. Can we come in for one episode?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you guys talked publicly about how you're going to live together? Or
no.
are we not
really,
talking?
no.
Can we talk about
it? Of course.
So what made you guys decide that? Like, was it at the villa, leaving the villa, afterwards? Like, I want to hear the process of where you guys were like, all right, we're going to live together.
Well, we called it in the villa.
Yeah, because we're both kind of messy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Cleaning-wise. That cleaning-wise. Messy.
You should see our hotel room right now.
It's like
a maze.
Organized clutter, I'd say.
Well, you
we
actually
know where
organize more than I do.
I color code.
Okay.
Random things.
Well, that's
like
being
a
organized.
star.
I don't. I just throw.
Yeah.
I think I can find things more when it's messy. It's like I know where that jacket is on the right side of the room, on the ground, next to the bed.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You have the chair. Like everybody had that chair in their bedroom growing up that had the giant pile of clothes on it.
Oh yeah, so makeup all over it.
We should show them the photo of our bedroom floors back home.
Oh, no, we shouldn't. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah. Oh, and we're going to tell the story about how we glued the...
Oh, we have like something that we want to share. We were so messy
we
in
find
the villa
it like so bad.
that literally someone had to come up and be like, Liv, Kaylor, you're so messy.
You have to
fix it. We
had stick-on nails because we couldn't get them done.
Yeah.
And I don't know whose fault it was, one of ours. We didn't glue the top.
It was my fault.
We didn't glue the top, and in accident the wind came in and blew it over. And then makeup brush got stuck to the vanity with the glue.
Like a eyeshadow brush. Like I mean, like stuck. Like it couldn't move.
So we were
Liv goes. I'm like, we
quick.
need to wait for someone to come up here and get it off. Like we're.
But I thought we were gonna get in trouble.
Pulls it up. The entire vanity comes up with it. The entire vanity, like top, like the finish.
Was on the brush, and I was like,
my God.
I was like, fuck, do you think they'll notice?
So they had
We
to
pushed
come in.
this back
This is just small damage.
They had to come in with white
And they're like,
out,
who
white
did it? And
out.
we're like,
I don't know.
And now,
And they have cameras.
Yeah.
That's some heavy duty glue.
Right, but my nail never stuck like that.
Right. Yeah.
And we had mics on all the time, and we always would forget. We'd be like, I hope they don't notice.
Or we'd
And
be
they're
like
hearing us.
Yeah, they know
I hope
exactly.
don't
They're like,
who's
who did it?
tapping
We know exactly.
When I got
who
in
did
trouble because we'd be like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Yeah, we
And
tap it to
our
try and
mics.
not let them hear. And they're like, you're silly.
I feel like that is a question that a lot of people have is, do you forget about your microphones on you and do you forget you are being filmed?
Yeah.
Oh my God, all the time. Do you
But
see how I acted?
But the first week, it was like, okay, I know I'm gonna. And then after that, I was like sitting like this.
Yeah,
like,
we didn't care. Like, I had my extensions out, like, didn't even know.
Yeah.
You forget. I think that's why your season did so well.
Yeah.
Because everyone kind of forgot.
Right.
That they were
and
there.
you said that you would tap your mic. Would you guys do that to talk about other things?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that we didn't want them in.
Yeah.
Like,
and they'd be like, stop talking about that. I'd be like, well, I didn't want to.
like, what are you talking about? And we'd be like, Aaron taught us it.
Yeah, Aaron did.
Oh, well, that's
reality-
even a sign right there.
reality
that
TV
Aaron
guru.
was,
Yeah.
trying to block out what
ends.
could be heard.
And then we just
Oh,
looked
yeah,
like
he probably
idiots.
did that in Casa.
Yeah, probably.
I know that he wasn't leaving the mic to stop him.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, now that we brought up Aaron,
Yeah.
let's get right to it. You guys just filmed the reunion.
Yes.
I feel like Kaylor, your relationship with Aaron was at the forefront because people had been wondering for weeks now, were you going to stay with him after watching Casa? We saw you on BFFs. You had just watched Casa more episodes, and it seemed like you weren't happy with what you saw. And then more information was told to you by Aaron before the reunion.
Oh,
Wait, should I?
not before, but during.
During.
Yeah, during. So after like seeing Casa and everything, it definitely changed my perspective. Like I was like watching, I was like, wait, this isn't the Aaron like I grew to love. But yeah, after watching it, it was definitely hard. And also like coming back to my support system and my friends being like, Kaylor, wake the fuck up. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, wait, you're so right. I think in the villa, I was kind of in my own little la-la land. You don't like actually think like, oh, the real world exists. Like, you're going to go back to that. So,
But how would you have known? I think people forget that. Like,
yeah.
they see what happened in Casa, but you went to the two people it was involved with, and they both missed out information. Like, what are you meant to be a
I didn't think it was gonna be so consistent. Like he loved it. He was smiling. He was like, yeah, let's have a field day Vegas trip. We love it. We are like bachelorette party. Like, yeah. But
he took it as a Vegas trip.
Yeah. So we broke up probably like 2 weeks ago now. And we did it whenever I was still in PA and he was in the UK. And I was like, I have a whole different perspective of you. And I don't want to start a relationship with fucking hatreds towards you, resentment, like all of it, trust issues. That's not healthy. It's not toxic. Been there, done that. No, thank you. So we ended things. And then we would still talk. Like, we would still text, which I know I shouldn't have, but like I do like love Aaron who he is. Like I've grown to know like a different side than what's portrayed, I guess, to the public, because he is very genuine and lovey. But watching that is just like a shot. Like it's just not. I don't know. He wasn't considerate of me during that entire time, so it was like definitely difficult, and like reliving that trauma and watching it was hard. And then afterwards, he kind of like. Even in New York, like the first night in New York City, I stayed with him. And we had an argument. We had a screaming match the next morning. Yeah. Like I heard, because I guess Kane had told him that like I did my big one in the villa. Like, and I went ham with, like, Jalen, or, like, that guy that I was talking to, which isn't true. But it was all about that. Yeah. And then the next night, Liv and I hung out with him and Kendall, and we had a screaming match outside of 7-Eleven at 4 a.m. Yeah. So, in the middle of the street. In the middle of the street, I was like, I'm sitting here arguing with you and wasting my fucking energy, and
I got boys in my DM.
I have all these boys in my DM. And, yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah, so we've talked a lot in New York City before the reunion, and then the reunion happened, and he dropped a huge bomb. He was like, can I say it? I can say it. He was like, yeah, actually, Kaylor, I have to tell you that I did put my hands down Daniela's pants.
Absolute
round of applause.
Meanwhile, like, I have literally been with him in New York City. He had so many opportunities. He's been trying to take me out on dates. He's like, I want to make it up to you. Like, he had, even when we broke up, like when he was home, he's like, my mental health was really bad after the villa, which I understand.
In the villa as well.
But like, it's just like having respect for me, and like that was.
It's
not
also
considered.
like waiting to tell you that on the reunion is skeets.
It's like why for
What
the
is your
viewer?
point?
Right,
Yeah.
because he had so many, endless opportunities in the villa, like you said, to just be, because if he just told you outright every single thing that happened in the villa, if he said to you, I did put my hands down her pants, like
Just
in the
own
villa,
it.
you would have been like, you probably would have been like, oh, he really is telling me everything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because, you know, you were always like, is there everything? Because there wasn't one like big shocking detail. With that, you would have been like, oh, he's telling me everything because this is a big detail to know.
Yeah, just own it.
so he had so many opportunities, and the fact that you like spent the night with him in New York City, like he could have told, and you guys went to LA.
And he's been like gaslighting. Like we hooked up in LA. Like he was like so like living this, like knowing damn well what he did, which is just so calculated to me. Like,
It's all an act.
Yeah, it's all an act. And then the night before the reunion, he's like, we were all out at like this bar, and he's like, can we just get a picture? And I said no.
He's giving fan.
And it's like you have. Oh wait, listen.
He kept like being like Hollywood fix to her, like let's get a pic, like
Like the thing.
drop it.
The thing is like you want to ask me for a picture, but you don't want to tell me like what you did. Like that's just
It's a
gross and
fad.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Good
He's
vibe.
like leaning
Yeah.
more into being like reality TV star than like actually trying to have a relationship
Yeah.
with you. People did notice, I don't know if you saw this, but people did notice that your background on your phone was still you guys right
Yeah.
before the reunion.
So my background on my phone outside the villa, you know how your backgrounds now with the new update like switch?
Yeah.
So that's what happened. And I just didn't like change it. Like I'm running around all day. It's not my priority to like, oh my God, my lock screen's Aaron. Like it's just not that big of a deal to me. Like it's not. So it was Aaron, but like Aaron and I weren't together. Once Liv got to New York, we've been hip and hip ever since. Like I haven't.
I was like,
you
no.
can attest for me this. Like I have not
100%.
seen him or like hung out with him on
Well, I'm not
one-on-one.
hanging out with him,
Yeah.
and I'm not going around New York alone. So thanks.
Exactly. There you go.
Besides the first night.
And I will
That-
say, like,
Yeah.
Well,
as
Liv
much
wasn't
as
here.
it's
Yeah.
as much as it's on Aaron to tell you all these things, I'm surprised that Daniela kept it in for that long.
Me
also,
too.
where it's like
Me too.
when you're asked point blank, like, "Are you telling me everything?" and she
Twice.
still didn't. So
Which,
I mean,
yeah.
obviously, of course, it's like Aaron's job to tell
Right,
you.
right, and I
but
agree.
It's tough that like. Everyone pushed her to be honest, and it was like, why not?
I know,
Why not
and-
say that?
And that's what disappointed me because Danielle and I actually like grew a friendship in the villa, even though it was really awkward for me to have her in there. But like we had our own relationship and friendship, so it was like I really thought that she would be the girl to like just tell me up front.
That's the weird thing about it. Why wouldn't you like? Were you trying to impress the boys?
Yeah, right.
Did you still like Aaron? Did you want to hurt Rob? Like she has no loyalty to you. I get that, but also like. Why you lied twice? And then why would you run and tell your friends that you lied?
Yeah, she did. And
Some
she
people
knew,
forget
she
they're on
clocked
camera.
that she lied. She knew she lied. And like maybe that made her feel uncomfortable, but like how the fuck do you think I feel?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like the dumbest person in America.
Did you see when Rob went on Call Her Daddy and Alex asked him if Aaron asked him to bring Daniela back? Did you see that?
Yeah.
How did you feel about that conversation? Because it was a little bit confusing. Because
it
I
was
feel
just-
like Rob was confused by the question
Well,
as well.
apparently, I saw that. Apparently, Aaron was like, yeah, bring Daniela back. And then he was like, oh, no, don't. It doesn't matter. You fucking said it. Own it.
yeah.
Dish
Right.
it.
Yep.
Shut up. Shut up. It shouldn't have to take you like 30 minutes to actually realize that you shouldn't bring this girl back. And like putting your girl onto Rob is just, that's such a weird, like, is that a
Weird.
kink? Like, that's weird as
Right.
fuck.
Was everyone really weirded out when that happened in the villa?
I was
first time?
cheering
We
Rob
didn't
on
even
when she
realize.
walked in
We
because
thought
I
it was
didn't
Andrea.
realize it was.
Honestly, we thought Andrea was going to be.
Yeah, and I was just so excited for Rob to like. Rob's my friend as well, so I was
Woohoo.
excited that like he found someone.
Yeah.
Um,
And then we're like, I think
but I
Leah
like even.
clocked it.
I,
was like,
but listen,
that's-
I even feel like weird for like. Does Rob feel weird? Like, isn't that weird? Like, like.
Yeah.
And they would make fun of us. This sounds gross, I know, but like, especially when we're going to challenges, there was a toothbrush downstairs, and we'd quickly we'd wash it, but we'd quickly do our
we'd share.
Everyone makes out with each other, so we
Toothbrush.
like
Right.
a toothbrush.
Yeah.
Come on, let's not get.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, they would make fun of us, being like, how dare you use a toothbrush? You're sharing the same person.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. Exactly.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really a weird dynamic. I don't know what have going on there, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you asked her at the reunion.
Yeah, I asked her, and I like did say to Daniela, like, why did you lie? And she was just like, I felt uncomfortable, which is fine.
But
we all do. But girl to girl, like, personally, if that was me, I would have just said, like, to the girl, like, up front.
Totally.
But
like,
that's putting her feelings above yours.
Yeah.
Are you not uncomfortable? You're having to talk to the girl that your guy kind of like.
Like, I'm sitting there in front of you, crying my eyes out.
And you lied to twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you see any, future with you and Aaron at all? Or are you completely cutting it off?
I would be lying if I said like I didn't care for him, because I do. It's like not my feelings. I just don't wake up tomorrow and like my love for him just goes away. Like I really do care for him, but if I'm being honest, I also hate him very much so, and I want absolutely nothing to do with him. He can go fuck off and figure it out, because he's 27 years old, I'm 22, and there's no reason why I should be on a higher mature level than this 27-year-old man. And in a relationship, I want a man who's masculine, and I want a man who's gonna own it and dish it. And like when I see like, even like whenever I date someone, like I see a future with them, I look at like, family and stuff like that. I would never want someone like that to be a part of my family someday or anything like that.
I mean, totally.
Our morals did align at the beginning, but then actually knowing his values, like it really changed.
And when you have to like justify your significant other's actions to your family members, you know that that's like a problem.
Right.
When you're like,
Especially
no,
right off the bat.
but like it's, you don't, you can't like.
Like the first
Yeah.
introduction being all of this,
Yeah.
I feel like is just too much already, especially
Totally.
because we did see your mom's Facebook comments and all of that, which I did feel like was probably hard for you leaving the villa seeing that.
I was
because
actually like pissed at her.
because you have no control over like what she's posting. And
I
you kind
was
of feel
so
like,
mad, honestly. I was like, you're just like engaging to all the hate and everyone online. Like, do you love it? Like, my mom was never a Facebook mom, first of all, before the show. And like she is explaining to me that she had so many questions in her Facebook. In a way, it was her ranting because she missed her baby. Like and she felt bad.
When you're not able to.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like they just wanted to defend.
Yeah, and then
It's so hard
they
when
don't
you
realize
can't
how
speak
much
too, because it's like you're not able to speak for yourself.
Right.
Defending
But my
makes it
mom,
worse.
like, even growing up, like, was never the one to be like, oh, don't be friends with her or don't date him.
Yeah.
She kind of just let me figure it out on my own.
Yeah.
And now she's like, whatever you want to do, I support it.
Yeah.
But
Your sister slayed though in that video.
yeah, my little sister.
Oh, what? Yeah.
My little sister talked to him outside the villa too when I was home, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't like you."
Yeah.
Period.
And I called her after the
Good luck.
reunion. I was like, Kata, I think I like really like did well. I don't really know. I blacked out.
Yeah.
I either did really well or I was a really mean girl.
You weren't mean.
I was.
You
very
weren't mean. You said
It's
it with
fine.
your chest.
I was like, you little
I think
bitch.
you were finally rightfully like got all the information and processed.
But
and
he told me, like, how am I
felt
supposed to
angry,
react to that
you know?
bomb? Like,
No.
what, he wants me to shed another fucking tear?
No,
I don't
no,
have any
no,
left.
no.
But she was like, yes, go. Like, yes, love
Yes.
it, pop
Yeah.
off.
Absolutely.
Right.
I think so. At the reunion, also, one of the biggest back and forths have been the voting of Andrea for her to be sent home. Did Leah take a backseat? Did she not take a backseat? Everybody wanted to see the footage. You guys watched the full 13-minute discussion of her being sent home. How did the group feel after watching the full clip? Especially you, Liv.
To be honest, I feel like the whole group is over it, if I'm honest. I feel like if we are over the situation, I think everyone should. I get we probably did something that wasn't seen before in Love Island, maybe sending what they perceive as a strong couple, but also if they're strong, why they're in the bottom three. But we all did watch the video. Leah and I are good. We feel like we've hashed it out 50 times and we feel like every time it comes back we fall back into the trap of being like and we're like, why we keep doing this? And I think there's heaps of miscommunications, and like I dish a lot out, but I will take full accountability. So I did run with Rob's words and I should have heard her out. No matter if I was brought into the situation or not, doesn't matter. I should have heard her out and then made my decision, and I didn't, and I take accountability for that. I think there was a lot of miscommunication during the recoupling, sending someone home and afterwards, and it was a hard decision, and we all agreed that we're going to say as a group, and this is our group thing, and no one wants to do any of that. So moving forward, if the boys want to keep asking constantly, we're just going to be like, we're not talking about it. We've already told you why. Like, I don't need to explain myself 20 times to you why I'm sending her home. Probably the right decision why we did now. But she was then, I got a little bit offended when it's like, why are we even bringing it up about backseat or anything at all? Like, just dead it. Finish it. Like, no, I'm not talking to you about it, but I can see her side and I can see how I was in the wrong. But we're over it. So everyone else, move on.
Yeah, there's no point
Let's
to keep...
talk about the dates.
Yeah, there's no point to keep rehashing it.
Yeah.
But none of us wanted to vote or anything.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like that was clear. Nobody wanted to send anybody
There was
home.
going to be backlash no matter what. If Janae
yeah.
went home, if Nicole went home, we would have been fucked either way.
Yeah.
So
everyone has
It was
their
a
own
really
opinion.
tough one.
It was a very tough decision. Liv, you tested multiple connections in the
whole
villa.
field.
Did you feel like you had one that you would think is the strongest that you would have liked to pursue more, or were you kind of just like over it at some point? Like, I'm not feeling any of these guys.
I can't fake anything. Like, you will see it on my face, and they're all great in different aspects, and they all didn't work out in different aspects. And I feel like some people get confused. Like, it is at the end of the day 12 randoms or whatever the number is in the room. If you're going to get along with them, kind of like, what are the chances? Pretty low. If I chose 12 guys from the shopping center and put them in a room and said, find your love, you'd look at me like I'm an idiot. So like, I didn't get along because we just didn't click. Is there any? No. I mean, I was more friends with some. You know, they just... No, that's the nice...
It was just not going to happen.
Not gonna happen.
No.
Was there any moment where, like, maybe because the viewers saw, like, there were some moments where they showed Rob talking about you a little bit, or you talking about Rob, that seemed like you guys had a decent friendship that maybe could have been romantic. Did you guys ever feel that, or was that just like perceived by us?
Yeah, well, because we did see a conversation that you guys had with each other. Yeah, that right before Casa, that was like, oh, I don't know if you guys were like, I like you, but it was kind of like that. Like, you know, I may be interested.
On the couch?
Yeah.
I honestly feel like everyone else was coupled up and like were lovey-dovey, that it might have probably rubbed off on us, and we're the two singles. They were like, oh, or friendship with Rob. Clear as day. Like,
as soon as Casa happened, it was like,
Aaron and I also were
even,
trying to
like,
set it up. Like,
they were like,
it so badly. Like, I would run and be like, hey, Liv, go pull Rob for a chat. And then he'd go and run and tell
I'm like,
Rob,
why? What's
and,
wrong?
set it up.
Yeah.
She's like, just pull him. And I'm like, well, this is weird, but we're just friends. I feel like we just went off on the wrong foot. And then we both personalities, like, it's hard at the start. Like, you're not yourself. You try to be, but like, you're walking in having no idea what's to go. So I feel like down the track, we got our personalities out more. I'm like, oh, we get along. And then we're both the single ones. Like, hey.
Yeah, right.
You know when you bring... Your friend is seeing the guy and he brings his friend and you're like, hey, is there
you're just
something?
like, I guess
and you're
I'll talk
not
to you.
interested, and you're like, we'll just
Pretend.
Let's just make everybody else, we'll make them happy.
Yeah.
Like, we're
Go
getting
home,
along.
don't text them again.
Yeah.
Probably follow them on Instagram. Like, that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
But
that's
no,
very
wish
true.
them the best.
Are you excited to be out of the villa now that you can date in the real world?
Yeah, I am. I feel like I'm not someone who's just going to be like straight up like, hey, this is how I feel. I've been through all this. And like one day, like, I'd be like, what the hell? Why are you trauma dumping on me?
Yeah.
This is a lot. So being outside now and getting to like wait it out and like see where it goes is exciting. But then it also comes with like the downfall, having such a good season.
Yeah.
I'm like,
How did you guys both individually end up on the show? Because obviously, I think
we
big
have totally
thing.
different ones.
Yeah, because
She
like
got
Liz is
casted.
straight up Australian. So
Yeah.
everyone's like, okay,
Right.
all right, Love Island USA, but we'll take it. Okay.
They're like, we're going international.
Yeah, we loved it. I
Yeah.
think international's
Get
the
the
way.
vibes.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go first.
I was in my room with my best friends just drinking and watching Housewives, and I came across this application, I think maybe on the book, on Facebook. And I was like, oh my God, how funny would it be if I applied to this shit right now? They're like, fucking do it for shits and gigs.
Yeah.
So I go apply, and I was like, no way I'm getting this shit. My ex-boyfriend actually called me, and the application's like 100 questions, and they're open-ended questions. It's so fucking long and in-depth. Literally, I hated it. It was like a college essay. It's like another fucking paper.
like,
I had to
Yeah. You're like, this is homework.
yeah. So I filled it out, submitted it. My ex-boyfriend called me. It ruined the entire application. And then I was like, fuck. So I went and I filled it out again twice, and then I got a call like months later. I didn't hear anything for so long, got a call, and then I had multiple interviews, and then somehow fucking got on it, which is just crazy because I did it
As
just
an
for shits and
OG, not just got on it.
yeah.
And how was that process? Because were you staying in a hotel waiting to be called onto the show and you didn't know you were gonna be...
you don't know your placement.
No.
So whenever Serena and I were walking into the villa, we didn't know that there was no one in the villa. Like, her and I were the first ones walking in. We had no idea, like, there was no one in there. So we found out when you guys did.
Right.
That's
Like,
insane.
That's crazy.
Well, actually, you guys knew because we didn't have they take our phones.
Yeah.
So they posted that we were OGs and we
Yep.
had no idea.
Right. Right.
They do the posting of like who's coming in.
Yeah, and
That's
you like have
crazy.
one Amazon Fire Stick that like has everything disabled.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I kind of cheated it though.
How?
I don't know.
I tried.
I'm gonna say I might get in trouble, but
You hacked it.
yeah.
Gotcha,
So you
good.
know the Netflix. You know how Netflix? I had my family's
Yeah.
Netflix account.
Yeah.
And I was changing the names, talking to them. Be like, hey mom.
Oh my God, that takes a lot of work.
Yeah, I would like change every name, and then I would check back in a couple hours and be like, hey baby, miss you.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's smart.
Hidden messages.
I don't know if I would have
cryptic.
ever
I would
thought
never
of that.
think of that.
Neither.
I really, yeah.
And it's also like you can't really write that much. Like,
Yeah.
no, you can't. I would be like, I'd be like, are the guys hot? And she would come back, she'd be like, 2.
I would
Like,
love
yeah.
to know who she thought.
She said Aaron and Rob.
yeah.
She said she wanted Kendall for me too at the jump, but
Really?
Wait, that is
Interesting.
funny because I feel like if I was your mom and I got those messages on my screen, I'd be so freaked out. I'd be
yeah.
like, what do
It's
you
like I
mean
said,
she's
How
talking
are
to
you?
me?
Like,
well, I
Yeah.
told her before our phones were taken. I said I'm going to communicate to you through Netflix, so make sure you check the names every day.
Wow.
That's one step ahead.
Yeah.
One step ahead.
That really is.
Wait,
Next
so
year
then
they're gonna have no Netflix.
I know.
Yeah.
Now I just ruined it
no,
for
yeah,
everyone.
everyone's screwed. So then, Liv, how did you end up on the show?
So last year I got scouted.
Okay.
And then I did a little bit of the process, and then I was going to Europe. It just wasn't the right time. I was still like obsessed with this person. Yeah. It's dumb. Everything happens for a reason. And then I was like, I'm just going to pull out. And I thought they'd hate me and not want me to apply again. And then they reached out this time. And then next thing I knew, I was in Fiji.
Yeah.
But you don't know you've made it even when you're in Fiji. Like some people
No,
get sent
a lot of
home.
people get flown out and get sent home.
That's insane.
devastating.
Or do people like get flown out and then stay there the whole time,
Yeah.
and then at the end they're like,
They're like, show's over.
wait, the show's over. Like I've just been in
Yeah,
this hotel
really?
room.
I think, or there's like something called mock, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
like people go into the
Yes,
villa.
that's crazy. Sorry, continue.
Yeah.
I saw that.
And they have so
Yeah.
much drama.
Yeah, so
I would hear them
basically,
crying
with,
coming home
with
from my
mock,
room.
they have like a whole cast that goes in the
Yeah.
villa prior to Love Island, and they like film, and it's like a
They test it all works.
it's like a scrimmage game for football.
Yeah,
like,
right,
kind
right,
of
right,
like-
right, right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they test it all out, and I was like thinking like, I actually
Yeah,
think
she was
Daya
the
was a
first
part of the
bombshell.
mock.
Huh.
So I was thinking like, I don't know if these people think they're gonna be on the show and it's just mock, or if
Well,
it's like.
some make it.
And some make it on the show because like they
Right.
see their personalities. But imagine you fall in love in mock and it's just like, okay, guys,
No, that's what happened.
That is, it happened with
That's
somebody.
crazy.
It
This
happened with
year,
somebody.
they had
Yeah.
like full on like disputes and
Yeah,
stuff.
but somebody actually have been. I saw one
Oh.
couple has been dating for like over a year or something. Like they've been in a steady, long relationship from one of the mocks from years prior. That they just like fell in love and they weren't actually on the show, and just from the trial run they made.
That
it.
is
What a
so
story! What a
sick,
story to
though.
share.
They should have filmed like those 4 days.
Honestly,
Like,
best case scenario. They
Yeah.
found
Right.
love and then
Yeah.
they could go back
In
to
and
their
out.
lives.
And I feel like
true.
that is something that so many people don't know about, actually, for everybody listening. Like that, the fact that they do a legit trial run
Yeah, they do.
with the cast that doesn't
yeah,
get
I mean,
aired.
it does make sense, like for like lighting and settings and placements. And
And
For
I
the
don't know if they
cameras,
tell them
all those
because if they were
things.
like, hey, you're going to be on mock, I'd probably be like, eh.
thanks.
Right.
When's my
But they
flight
probably
out?
are like, you're going to be on mock and you can have an opportunity of actually being on the show. And then people were probably like, yeah, I want to
Yeah.
go.
But they told you were going to be an OG, right?
No. I found out the day you found out you'd be a bombshell at the pool. They told us the day before we went in that you were going to be an
Right.
OG or a bombshell or a
We
Casa
didn't
or
know
whatever
when
it
we were
was.
going. I didn't know
But
when
they
that
told me
was.
you're going to go in the villa tomorrow night as our starting lineup.
Oh,
They're like, congrats.
wow.
And I was like crying, of course. Like, thank you. Why me?
How did you feel when you got told you were going to be a bombshell?
So I kind of got told that like, oh, there's going to be some people in there, like, you know how it kind of works. You're going to come in, you're going to do your thing. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I had no idea when, because I only went like a few hours after them. I had no idea like how many people were in there, how many times they've been going on for. I was shit scared. Yeah. I was petrified. They set me up and they're like, okay, go and do your thing. And I was like, oh God, I'm that girl.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's
Well, I'm sure it's scary also to like walk in alone.
Yeah, everyone else got a partner.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? Yeah, but I mean,
You killed it. We were intimidated by you.
I was intimidated by you guys. Like the couples were so strong at the start. And people I think new watchers who haven't watched maybe Love Island forget that it's like not, I didn't have the choice to either choose no one or choose someone. Like I had to choose someone.
To pick somebody. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't be like, nah, actually I'm going to do it out of spite.
Yeah.
So walking in was like shit scared. You were all like so close and I literally walked in like a figurine. I was like, can I pull you for a chat?
Connor.
Yeah, I did. But you don't know anything in there. You just off you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Liv, people thought that you must have gotten into some sort of tussle at the reunion with the way that you walked out.
My like auntie full on texts me, are you all right? There's a bruise on your face. Like, what happened? And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, didn't hit anyone. I mean, I did say
Good
feels like
clarification.
Bad Girls Club. Love them. But no, I was so over wearing makeup the whole entire day. I was fed up. I went like that with my face. I took my hair out like of this clip and just ran my fingers.
I think it was because you took your hair out that people were like, her hair's tousled.
She's had her fight. And then I was starving.
Somebody ripped her extensions out.
Yeah, no, these bad boys. No. Yeah, everyone full thought I was in a fight. Can clarify, straight up, no fight happening.
Yeah.
I would have been in it too if there was somehow I would have ended up. There was no fight.
It is crazy the way that rumors spiral, because I saw like so many different rumors about the reunion that I'm like, I don't think any of that happened. It was like Liv, I forgot who they said you started yelling with, and then like somebody else jumped in, and I was like, how do they even
Really?
like
They
it was
don't
just,
miss
it's
a
totally,
beat. They
no, it's-
get you in
it's
every
totally,
angle.
like, made up out of thin air, and like people run with it, and I'm like, I don't know whether to be impressed or really scared.
Like
that
Aaron
people
and
just-
Kaylor held their reunion back by 4 hours.
Yeah, so people thought that you guys got into a fight that ended up holding production for 3 hours.
They would
Can
make
you
sure to have
clarify?
cameras there, especially
All of us would not, no offense, listen to him and you going back for 4 hours. Let's be real.
There was
So
a power
weird online.
outage. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
tea.
So
That's what
there was a power
happened.
outage?
Yeah.
With like the cameras and stuff, they weren't working.
Yeah.
or
Okay, so
something
some
like
technical difficulties.
that. Yeah.
totally.
I don't know who that person was saying like it would have.
It's
It was
that,
everybody.
Like, things
Oh,
just
well, there
spiral.
was-
One
yeah.
person says something.
Yeah, well,
and
there
then
was somebody that posted that
Claiming to
she
be
was
production.
claiming to be
We've
production.
never seen that girl
and
in
she
our
put the
lives.
timestamp where it was like 10:20 something p.m. She wrote, "We still haven't started filming yet because
We is crazy.
No, because
That's crazy.
we were filming it at 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How have you guys handled kind of getting your phones back and being on social media?
Oh, I hate it.
Because it's been
Same.
such a conversation, right? Where this season, above any other season and a lot of other like Love Island franchises, you guys have all blown up. Everybody's obsessed. Everybody wants to know your every move. And it's like, and people are making different opinions on like who's on social, who's not. Like some of the boys have had comments, like Rob had a comment about Andrea, like going live all the time and like doing these things. Like how has social media been for you guys outside now?
It's hard.
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
been difficult. I'm like, just keep my phone. You know, we were like so excited to get our phones back and like talk
We
to our
didn't have it for, like,
families.
2
we didn't
months.
have it, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't want it. I feel like
Take it back.
Yeah.
We also never knew in there like how big it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we
probably
didn't
why it did
know.
well. Because we were just like,
I called my
whatever.
best friends. They're like, Kaylor, wait, you don't understand how big the season was. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? They're like, no, Kaylor, you have no idea.
Yeah,
and
I still don't think I knew.
Honestly, it still hasn't set in yet. Like it
Yeah.
it feels so weird.
And when we saw you guys in the air, when we were all leaving Fiji, Rhea and I were like, I can't believe they're getting their phones like right now, and they're
Right.
like, this is the first time
That was
they're
like the
looking
first
at
time,
them.
yeah. When we
were
saw you
yes.
guys.
and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe like we're like the first people are seeing. I'm like, and we're trying to tell you guys like
we're
how
like, no, guys, you don't understand.
big it is,
Everybody is talking about the show.
Still weren't
we
understanding.
still don't really understand.
Like, but I mean, you guys have been chased around New York City all week.
Yeah, and people be like, live, and I'm like,
whoa,
it's
crazy.
How do you know my name?
I'm like, we need to make sure, like, I can't be out on the street like smoking a cigarette or anything. Like, someone's gonna capture.
You can though, because then it would be like, oh my god, they'd be like, wow, like it's like Y2K.
Well, I was with like, you know,
like it really depends. Like you can get the obviously people are gonna be like, that's fucking gross, like that's setting a bad example, and then you're gonna get the people that are like, oh my god, OG Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie.
I'm like, should we go out with a ciggy now?
Or I'm like,
plan photo shoot.
I'm like, we can't get absolutely destroyed at the bars anymore. I'll be like cross-eyed.
Even though we kind of do the sandwich video.
I don't know if that's stopping you guys.
The sandwich video.
Yeah, we did. That was so bad.
But the sandwich video, can I just say though, like watching that felt like how you act with your best friends. Like when you reach a level with your best friends where you guys get the humor and like maybe nobody else does, but you do, and that's the most important part. Like you're laughing together, and that's what's important. But honestly, it's like my humor, so I was laughing hard.
And we didn't realize. Well, I didn't realize he posted. And we woke up and we
we didn't.
Why
I
is
didn't
my
know
phone
either.
ding ding ding? Great padding sandwich. I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's
We've
like,
been meeting
hey,
people, and everyone keeps saying, "What a great sandwich song!"
Oh my god, it was so bad. But we like the love has been like, I'm so grateful for it and stuff.
Yeah.
But there has been.
It's crazy. I mean, Cordell was
bad.
showing us like people like hitting their car and like their vans and like all this crazy stuff.
So Nene like posted a photo of her ticket, because like, you know, when you're at home with your friends normally you just take a photo of your concert ticket. Well, anyway, she posted on a story, and everyone I've never seen something like that in my life. People yell. I'm like, hey, like,
oh my
why?
gosh,
that was insane.
I come from a really small town too. Like, I'm not used to this shit at all. Like, I am from the sticks, and this is just insane. It's weird. Like, in PA, no one could give two fucks. I'm in Sheets, I'm in Walmart. They're like, hey, Kaylor, how was your summer on TV? I'm like, good. They're like, okay, see you later. Nice to see ya.
Yeah.
You know?
It's insanity.
But, like, in the big populated areas, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
My mom and I did go to, like, the mall, and we couldn't even, like, really go to the mall, like, normally. And she was like, Kaylor, what? Like...
That's crazy.
Insane.
That's like when Miley Cyrus's mom talks about bringing Miley Cyrus to the mall for the first time.
Oh, really?
On Hannah Montana.
I didn't see that.
Oh my god, it's actually a great video. She's like, yeah, we went to the mall, and that's when I knew.
It's always the mall.
Yeah, it's the mall.
I love that.
Liv, how was it like in Australia? Like, were people in Australia watching?
There's
no.
You can't even watch Peacock there, so that's why. When I came here,
they're like, she wants some American show.
Yeah, that was kind of why a reason. I was like, if I did some weird shit, which I still did, I'm like, they can't even watch it.
Like, I'll go back to Australia, it'll be fine.
There's some that are like, you're that girl on that show, and I'm like, oh yeah, sorry, like, hey.
Yeah.
And then others are just, you can be normal, so that's why I'm like, it's a good escape until they start putting it on like our channels there, and then I'm like, ooh.
Would you have ever wanted to go on Love Island Australia?
I never really thought to go on Love Island. Honestly, to be fair, I was like, oh, why these people like complain by sitting by a pool? Like, they're so ungrateful. Like, it's so hard here. I'm like slogging, doing probably nothing.
Love Island Australia, I've watched every season because
season 1's pretty good.
After I think what it was either 1 or 2 where what's his face kept the money, and it was like insane.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like that was, I was like, okay, Australia, like these people. I was like, that's why. I was like, they got to the end. It was a good couple, and he kept all the money.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And I swear, one girl like coupled up with this other girl's man who was solid. Like, this is like out of spite.
Yeah.
And I was like, great reality.
Yes.
But yeah, no, they don't really care.
Yeah. But you guys have gotten there's been some great couples that have come out of your season, and they're moving in like good directions. How do you guys? I know, Kaylor, maybe it's kind of tough because everything that's gone down with Aaron, but like, you know, seeing some of these couples like do well on the outside so far. Who are you guys rooting for? Who do you guys have faith in that they could make it?
I have faith in all like the final 4 couples.
Same.
Definitely like I guess all 4. Like I
They're
can't
all
even say.
different.
Liv, are you excited to spend some time in America now that you Kaylor, you know, you're used to it. You've been to all the spots. And like you said, you know, you went to the mall with your mom, but you were in Australia and now you're here. Are you excited to extended time?
I'm so excited. I got my visa, so I'm gonna be we're gonna be sharing a place together in LA for a bit. See if we like it. I don't know where we'll go next. Just go with the flow.
Maybe Miami. I'm like, we should do
love
New York for a month, LA
should
for a
do-
month,
yes.
Miami for a month. See what we like.
You should just.
I don't think we both of us. We don't want to make any commitments.
No,
right now.
and there's you
Or
don't
sign
need
any
to like
leases or anything.
put roots down
And
right
I
now.
don't know how to
Right.
plan stuff. Like I didn't go into it thinking it'd be like this, so I don't really know what I want.
Yeah.
yet.
You don't
Yeah,
want to
so.
just automatically be like, we're living in LA, because what if you spend the month there and
And
you're like,
hate it.
I hate it there.
Yeah.
Especially not being from here. Like you
I
gotta
just love the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like I just
Same.
love
The
the
warm
East Coast.
weather.
It's just like
Yeah,
West Coast is cool. Love LA. No hate to it, but it's just
And
I know.
live in
Hey,
the
we're
East
East Coast
Yeah.
gals too, so
Yeah.
we totally feel it.
Yeah.
I feel like Liv, you're enjoying it now, and then like come January, you might be like, I don't know about
Yeah.
this.
Don't pick the month to live in New York.
The cold
be
months,
in the winter.
pick those for Miami.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Go to Miami in the
Go to
winter.
Miami
I wanna
in those
see
months.
snow.
You should come visit
Yeah.
for some
Yes.
snow for
I
a
mean,
weekend.
New York,
Week.
New
Okay,
York Christmas
skate around
time.
the Christmas
New York
tree.
Christmas time
New York
is
Christmas
the
time.
best.
But I would.
So good.
It's
Okay.
really cool. But I will say this: try to go outside of the city. You know, maybe like somewhere like a beautiful, maybe
Upstate.
like house that you can get.
Well, you
with
got to go to
around-
there
I
to
don't know
find
if I
snow.
can-
It doesn't
No.
snow in New
Yeah.
York City anymore.
Yeah, because if it
really?
snows,
It, like, really doesn't.
If
Not
it
a good
snows
amount.
if it snows in the city, it just gets really
It's
dirty
just
really
gross.
fast.
That's
Like,
what my best friend.
Yeah, it's like
says,
not a
actually.
pretty
it's
snow.
not
Go
a
to
pretty
Vermont.
snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like go
do it nice.
From
Yeah.
the PA, we'll hit Vail.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
So we
exactly.
got Miami, PA. Miami,
Yeah.
PA.
Yeah, go to a
Exactly,
beautiful like
exactly.
ski.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like everyone. I'm
Go to
new this.
Aspen.
Or
Matching
Salt Lake
scents.
City.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
love
you guys
the
should
Housewives
just
of
look
Salt Lake.
hit all the 50 states.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
just
We will.
Yeah, why don't you
Road
make that your
tripping.
thing? You guys
I
try to
think
hit all 50 states.
We're
and
we're
go.
going caravanning.
We should get a big bus and van it.
No.
Oh, I would love it. Could put our faces.
I
on
don't
it.
You'll fly
get
first
it.
class.
I'll
And I
fly
would be in the
Spirit
van.
economy.
Yeah.
But a car.
I love a Spirit.
Yeah.
Same. We've got the Spirit.
$50 away.
If I'm getting there, I'm getting there. I don't care
Agreed.
whether it's up, down. Like, plus, Spirit always flies.
Yeah.
Always. Rain, hail, or shine, perfect.
Yeah,
And they
you're
sell
like
buzz balls.
Right, you're a little uneasy about that, but
yeah.
if they're flying, you know, no cancellations.
And who doesn't like a little bit of fun? Like,
Yeah, a little turbulence
You
to
guys-
get you going.
yeah.
Do you guys have any interest in other shows, perhaps? I mean, we saw Love Island Games be super successful this past season. Their first go at doing it. Everybody loved it. It was a great show. Like, if you had the opportunity to do something like that, would you want to do it? Or is it like, is it too close?
I'm like 50-50. We still
Same.
want to go on like as bombshells together because
Yeah.
then we'd be like,
If we could walk
We're
into
gonna couple up
bombshells
with
hand
each
in
other.
hand,
Right.
we would annihilate.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like being on a show, it's like it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's 24/7 you're being filmed, and it's a lot. But I feel like I don't know. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
see. It depends.
like I'd love to do other stuff, but I also loved the fact that I didn't know anything about Love Island and you got to live it through that. I feel like
Yeah,
it's a different
her and I
experience
were
going
both
back.
like. I mean, I wasn't like a diehard fan of Love Island.
Neither.
I just applied. I really never watched it ever
really?
until I
Those are, like,
started getting
Molly May's
interviewed.
best moments and stuff.
And then I
Maura
started-
Higgins.
I mean, how about that news?
Yeah.
The Molly
Sad.
May, Tommy Fury news.
Oh my
I
gosh.
feel for them
It's Love Island royalty right there.
that like she is Love Island royalty to
Yeah.
a
Oh my
T,
gosh.
to like that's why we got to have Maura for After Sun.
Yeah.
And like I
Amazing.
was like sitting there like
No,
I was
I
like
mean,
meeting the
she's-
president.
She's unreal.
a goddess.
Yeah.
Unreal. Her, Ariana, like they had the lineup. this
Yeah,
year.
they did.
They had a
Really
budget,
did.
a big
Yeah, they
budget.
did. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
I
yeah.
feel like there were so many
made it such a
different
big difference.
factors that
Like
came
the
into
music,
play. Like
everything.
Ariana coming in as the host was absolutely incredible and brought so many new eyeballs. Like Bravo
Yes.
fans, people who were a fan of Ariana wanted to watch. Then Maura, because we're talking Love Island royalty, and then you guys as a cast. Like
Yeah.
people were obsessed and are still obsessed with you guys.
wonder
That it was
why.
like
'Cause
the
we're
perfect
butt-cheeks. I don't
combination.
No.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Look, who knows? But we'll see if people want to do it. Everyone wants to continue to watch you guys. You know,
I'll
that
never say
seems
no.
to be the consensus from
Yeah.
the world.
I wanted to see like a Summer House, Jersey Shore type show from you guys.
I did see stuff about that, but I
Me
feel
too.
like
Would you do it, Liv?
If you
this
guys
sounds
did it
silly,
together.
if there was no phones involved,
Yeah.
and like a
Agreed.
good solid group went on,
Right.
Phones
Like,
definitely can't
in
be
the
involved.
nicest way,
It would
that's what I
alter
mean.
everything.
Right.
yeah, like
It's so tough because it's hard to go from a show where you're filmed 24/7 and you have no phones and you're out from the outside world when there are other reality shows like Summer House, other like Bravo shows where they're living their normal week Monday to Friday and then they're just filming on the weekends. You know, so that's it's a whole different
that's what I was
setup.
surprised about, like what the reunion was going to be like, because I feel like in there you're just going to say it, you don't care about the outside world, you forget about it, and then obviously as we've all seen, there's a lot of people talking their shit online and saying it with their chests. And I was like, oh, are they beating around the bush about how they really feel because of some situations, or are they going to say it to people's face with that?
Right.
Going to the
Was there
reunion
anyone
of it.
who was kind of loud online that you guys were really surprised by?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how people can speak so much online with so little time in the villa.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
that just like doesn't make sense
yes.
to me.
Or they're like
Like, how can you talk about someone
they're
so much
smashing
you don't know
like
them that long?
production and all of that. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, if you got a bad edit, you gave them the ammo to give you one. Period.
Yeah.
And
You went out, let it go.
yeah, like,
You got out, sucked
like-
in. Sorry.
or like
Yeah.
production did this or that. Like,
It's not taking
no, we have
accountability.
what I love so much about Love Island is they want you to be your authentic self, and like they embrace that. And if you don't feel comfortable with doing something, you're still your own person. You say sorry. That wouldn't be true to myself.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
it. Bottom
Yep.
line.
If they really had a sway, would I have been through that many couples?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
If they really so-called loved me.
Right.
Like-
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're all so opinionated. I don't think one person, if someone was like, say I was the production, I was like, oh, you should pick Aaron. And then I'd be like, I'll pick who I want to pick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not going to listen.
Yeah.
To, you know what I mean?
That is
Yeah.
true. You guys are all
Big
very
opinions.
opinionated,
And they
totally
never-
big personalities.
I'm not going to speak on anyone else's experience at all, say theirs is wrong. But personally, I never felt production push me into a way of being like, you have to say this or you
Same.
have to speak
Yeah.
that. They were a shoulder to cry on. It's hard in there. It's so hard.
Right. And it's just goes back to Kaylor, like what you said also. You're your own person. They can make a suggestion
Yeah.
or ask you how you're feeling. You'd be like, no.
So don't use
They're not
don't
clipping, so
people
it's like,
can't use that as an
how are
excuse.
you?
It's
Yeah.
not okay. Yeah.
They're not doing what some other shows do, where they literally like edit words together to make it
Yeah.
sound like
Yes.
you said
No,
something that
yeah.
you
You
didn't.
said it.
I
at the
mean,
end
things
of the
are
day.
clipped.
Yeah.
It's TV. Things
Right,
are
of course. So
clipped.
you hear
You're
the
not seeing
first 2 minutes and the last
not
2 minutes of
seeing
a
the
conversation.
entirety.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
reality.
But
Yeah.
We don't want to see you make up all the time.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
watch
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Right,
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Yep.
But
Exactly.
yeah, there was a lot of just
Yeah.
like some people just needed to be banned. From
Yeah,
their
I think
phone.
everybody also like so many people when they got off the show realized how big it was, and then it was like they were addicted to talking about it, or
the ones that like
they're-
maybe weren't on it. as
yeah,
well.
because that's all they're being asked about too. It's like that's all they're like, and you're
think-
capitalizing
And I'm like,
on
let's
your moment.
not, please not, I don't even, like, my mom kept bringing it up, and I was like, Mom, I'm home. I don't want to talk about the fucking show.
I just lived it. I
Please,
just
Yeah,
embarrassed
yeah.
myself on national television. Like,
because
the
at
last
the
thing
end
I
of the
want to do
day-
is explain why I did that.
Right.
I don't know why I did that. I just did it. Okay, get on with it.
It
You're
just
probably
happened.
like, I don't even remember half the stuff.
And as,
The
as-
challenges blank out.
Yeah.
Like-
Is it like? Do you have any desire to watch
Hell
the
no.
show
no,
at all?
it's not entertaining.
Yeah.
It's
Casa
like
we watched and stuff.
I had
Right,
to-
like bits and
had
pieces,
to
but you
watch
can't
that.
like also dedicate to watching the entire season back.
Like,
It's
I
a
don't
lot,
want to
but-
watch a little combo I had in Soul Ties.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kaylor, what was the like process of sitting down to watch Casa? Because I feel like I didn't ask that. Like, were you with your friends? Were you alone?
So
Like-
the very first episode, I watched Casa. Actually, Peacock came back to our hometowns with some of us, and they came back with me, and they filmed watching the show. The very first episode that I ever watched is they actually have it on camera. Good luck to whoever sees that footage.
I hope to. I'll pay subscription.
The first time watching it was filmed. They got it, and I watched it with my family and my best friend. It was really hard. And then the rest, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna sit and watch it with my friends or my family because one, I'm embarrassed of myself, and I don't want them to. I don't want to sit by them and watch it. But two, it's like I don't want anyone else's input to like influence mine. I like kind of that's
to
just
watch it
something
back.
I wanted to do like alone. So I kind of just watched it in my room. Yeah, it was definitely difficult, but I'm glad I watched it alone because I didn't want any of my friends like swaying me or anything like that. But yeah.
And you killed it at that reunion.
Yeah.
Your one-liners had me in stitches. Like, I honestly...
As you should, though. Like, I know
Guys,
everyone's
really
going to see it.
bad.
And everyone's
It's
going to
not
see
really
it.
bad.
But this is, like, the entire... Like, everybody's loudest opinion when we came out of... When you guys came out of the villa, too, was, like, we want Kaylor to stand up for herself and to put Aaron in his place. And it sounds like that's what went down.
Well, the thing is that, like, I am not the type of person to give someone a reaction. Like, that's just not me. I don't like to react in negative light. I'm more so the crier.
Right. But it's like
that's
he
just who
almost
I am.
tried, is what I'm like. It's
But
almost
it's the
like
thing
it
that
was a
he
weird.
fucking wanted it or
exactly.
something.
Exactly.
But not only that, it's
Yeah,
like you could
exactly.
only like poke the bear so much. Like I said
the bear.
before,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
I honestly lost my shit. I was screaming. I got up. I was pointing in his face. I think I might have called him a little
next to
bitch.
him.
Look.
Period.
Hey, I mean, it just feels like it was all built up, and if you had all the facts right away,
Yeah.
you know, maybe things would have been different. Maybe you would have had that reaction in the villa,
Right.
and people would have totally
But it's just the
understood because
fact that
we saw it. So I think people will absolutely understand you sticking up for
People do it on
yourself.
the outside
I was
road
sick.
all the time. They
I
just
was
don't have
up
a
until
camera
like
in their
5 a.m.
face.
I was like, Liv, I really think I was mean. She said, Kaylor, if you say that one more fucking
I'm like, wrong
time.
door to ask, but
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, you actually
Right. I
killed
mean,
it.
let's
She's,
not
like,
forget
applauding
that
me.
Liv was posted on TikTok watching the show. Like, it's on site when I see
Yes,
this guy.
but this slimy little rat, and he's like, I don't like New York, it's filled with rats. I was like, well, it's leaking here.
Yeah.
It's going right here.
Liv was like,
I was like, it's on site, get in the paint.
You're like, I am so proud of you. I didn't even have to really step in.
Yeah.
I was so, like, you pulled out your big ones.
I blacked out. That's why I'm like really scared to see it because I don't even know what it was
so
said.
good.
Well, you
Right
stood
out
up for
there.
yourself, and
Exactly.
that's good.
Exactly.
don't
And it was
need
it
anyone
was
to
your
stand
said,
up for you.
Aaron,
it was your emotions.
I hate you.
And if you care about me, you will never talk or see me again. And the whole crowd was like, woo.
and people watching, like, finally,
Yes. That's how we're all
finally.
gonna
And
feel.
carrying you out, walking out like, Kaylor.
Yeah.
Kayla. You weren't
lifting you
that
up.
bad.
She
And I
did
don't
it.
want to project more hate on Aaron because he has been getting too much hate.
Yeah.
That's not fair. I mean,
No one deserves
we're all
hate.
human.
I think that there's a difference that some people are not understanding that you guys as
Lived it.
castmates can react to each other because you lived the moments with each other, and if you're upset with each other, you're gonna react that way.
We were in there.
You can have hate for him.
You
Yeah.
being mad at Aaron and standing up for yourself is absolutely what you should do because he wronged you, and you need to stand up for yourself. Where people then confuse the situation is like, you can disagree with Aaron and think he is really shitty for what he did to you, because we absolutely do.
Yeah.
We think
Yeah.
slimy rat. And I think that was,
Yeah.
people really held that opinion versus the, like,
They
the
think we're
intense,
characters.
like, I don't even want to like repeat
Yeah.
some
No,
of the
it's
things that
it's
people
without
say. Like
taking
people,
it online and like sending
like they send threats, and
Exactly.
that crosses a huge line
does.
in disagreeing with someone and thinking they're wrong, which totally he is,
And we're human
for sending
beings.
threats to people. It's
We're
like
not
it doesn't have to be that
characters.
way.
Yeah.
We aren't. This is reality TV. This isn't something that is like, we're not actors. This
Yeah.
is our real lives. It's entertainment to everyone, but to us, this is actually how we feel, and like the connections we make are real. It's not just for television. And I think it's like hard to see that. And I think even maybe like if I was a viewer, I would maybe even fall under and like think that.
But I never also want anyone to think that they should fight on our behalf.
No, exactly. And I think a lot of
No. You're not saying for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
can
say
do it.
myself
Yeah.
how I say.
And that's
You did it,
And that's
in a
why I
group
think
chat.
a lot of people who like felt really bad, I think a lot of people felt bad for me during it because I was like crying all the time. And I think like since they felt so bad, they were like, fuck you, Aaron, like you did this to like this sweet girl, like you hurt her so bad. And it's like, I don't want that. Like I don't want that because
Don't hurt him when.
and I
you're
do love him, like,
saying
and I
him.
do care for him. Like I said, like I think he's a great person. Do I think he's the person for me? Absolutely not.
Yep, there you go.
But like that's
Yep.
all that.
Thank
needs-
There you
God.
go. And I think we
can all applaud
I was gonna
that.
say, we can
Yeah.
round of applause for that. I think we can wrap it up there,
Yeah.
guys. We're so excited to see
Yes.
what's next for the two of you. Your
Thank
little
you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Yeah.
bombshell.
You guys have killed it.
like in your your matching outfits. You're adorable, taking on New York City.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
we're so excited.
Thank you.
We've loved getting to hang out and
Yeah,
chat with
thanks
you
for
guys.
having us.
This is a
Love
great
it
Yeah,
here.
today.
it's been so fun. So
Look how
thank
much
you guys
we
so
watched
much.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you
for
so
having
much.
us
I'm so happy
today.
that we got a good amount of time with each other.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Like, full
me too.
hour, able to really
I wanna
discuss
know
it
I
all.
know.
Full
The
thoughts
entire
after the
cast got to
reunion.
meet you guys and do this, and
Yep.
we were like, I'm.
We were fangirling
Yep.
for them. Like,
Yeah.
we were like,
We're
oh
like,
my God.
yeah.
In that
Yeah.
room in
And
Florida.
it was awesome. We had a short amount of time with each couple, and we obviously
Yeah.
wanted a longer amount of time. But it was
Right.
right after you guys got out of the villa. Like it was literally like
Directly.
they did the
Yeah.
finale, and a couple hours later they were in that room with us. I felt bad for them. I was like, "We're the first." Like they're sitting down with us
Had they
immediately.
had their
Like,
phones?
no, they didn't have their phones yet. So
my
like
God. No.
we
We
were
today was like, how many
Yes.
followers do I have?
Oh my God, I love her.
I was
Oh.
just joking around. Like it
I'm
was so funny.
obsessed,
Love it.
like just
Yeah.
It's like,
genuinely
have they been doing a
obsessed.
good job
Yeah.
on Insta?
She was like, just tell me.
Yeah, she was like, "How many followers?" And they were like, "Get out today, get out."
Yeah,
they
they
were
were
like,
like,
"Out of here."
"Out of here."
No, it was so
It
good.
was so
Yeah, but we
funny.
were like breaking news to them, like of how
Yeah.
big it was. Like
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm so happy that we got to spend like a
Thank
good
you
amount
so
of time
much
with you
for having
guys.
us.
Thank you
so
guys.
much for coming in.
Barstool.
Mwah.
Yeah.
I might like
much.
gotta frame our intro like in our house. I'm like,
Well,
wait,
why don't
that's
we frame
impossible.
part-
We'll take a picture of you guys, frame it, and put it.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's like, you know,
Tell
those
Dave we want
walkthroughs?
one of these rooms.
Yeah, there you go. There
We
you
might
go.
have to do a few sweepings, but we'll do it.
Clean the bathroom, scrub the
Oh my
toilets.
god, you guys have to come back. You have to come back
Oh,
here.
yeah, of course.
We'll tell you when Dave's here.
We will be here in Barstool's tops.
Oh my god, that would be so cute.
Oh, we'll send stuff to you.
Matching
Yes.
ones.
Oh, we have
Yeah,
bags
yeah,
for
we
you.
have
Don't
stuff.
worry.
Yeah.
Aw,
Yeah.
thank
Merch.
you.
God.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Look at us.
guys.
Wow.
Thank you.